Hey y'all, welcome back. What?
She just pooped.
Back to my channel. So,
She's still going.
she might be pooping. So, this is not a birth vlog. We
No.
don't have one. This is a birth recap, and we'll explain why there is no vlog. When there was all intentions of, oh my gosh, you were like, get us a child abuse or something.
No.
There was all intentions of a birth vlog, and there was a beginning of one, like of us going to the hospital,
Yep.
but that's all you got. So basically, this is just a recap of the labor and delivery and birth of Timberly. So I was induced at 39 weeks. On September 20th was the day I went in for my induction. So that was 2 weeks from today. 2 weeks ago.
Tomorrow. Yeah,
Today.
No, yeah, today.
Because it was a Friday.
Yeah.
So I had to be there at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for my induction. And so like we vlogged the getting everything ready, like because we knew when it was going to be, so like vlogged that. So we got to the hospital at 4, and I was 3.5 centimeters dilated when I got there. We knew I was dilated. I had been at my doctor's appointment 2 days before. We were hoping that I was going to go into labor on my own, but I did not. That was okay. So we get to the hospital at 4, and shift change was at 6, and so nothing was really happening because I was getting there right before shifts were changing. Inductions are different for everybody. For me, they skipped some steps. Like sometimes they do stuff to like kind of ripen your cervix and get everything ready. But my cervix was like, I was already dilating my cervix.
Bless you.
Bless you, baby. My cervix was already, not right now,
Okay.
ripening and stuff. So I didn't have to do that. So the first step was going to be Pitocin. So the shift changed, everything like that. Also, well, I get into my room and there's a huge tub, which I was super happy about because I wanted to labor in the tub. And also, if you didn't know, I had to switch to a different hospital and different doctors 4 weeks before I delivered, so that was stressful, but that's not what this is about. So anyways, get there, shift change, all that kind of stuff. So the shift change, and they're like, okay, we're going to start Pitocin soon, and I was like, great, let's get this going. And then there was a Pitocin shortage in the hospital, so they literally had to make Pitocin in the pharmacy. And I was like, how you could have induction scheduled and not have Pitocin? It's literally what they do. Ocean? No. So it was around 8 o'clock when we finally started the Pitocin. I'd just been in the hospital for 4 hours just sitting there doing nothing. I ate some snacks, whatever. So we started the Pitocin at 8 o'clock. And nothing really happened. I was having contractions. Like they were going really high on the monitor and stuff, but it honestly just felt like gas. I mean, they were going as high as the monitor would go. Like, I think it went to like 130 or something, but it just felt like gas. Like it wasn't doing anything to my cervix. So after 6 hours, I had only dilated to a 4.
There you go, baby.
I had done 0.5 centimeter in 6 hours. It was 6 hours, right? Well, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11, 12, 12 to 1, 1, 2. Yeah, 6 hours. So like 5 or 6 hours. I don't know the exact time.
She's trying to eat my armpit. Can you grab her?
Yeah. Hi, baby.
My armpit's wet.
So,
Hi, baby.
after that, they were like, you're not making much progress. And I was like, yeah, tell me about it. Like, I literally feel fine. Like, I just feel gassy. So they were like, we're going to break your water. Well, they were like, the next step is break your water. How do you feel about that? I was like, well, let's do it. Like, I've been here forever and nothing is happening. Like, I still wasn't in labor. Like, your body can be in pre-labor for weeks or whatever. But, like, I was not in active labor. And I was like, okay, well, let's break my water. Let's do something. So they broke my water, which felt super, super weird. And also, I had, like, vlogged a little bit. Like, I was just sitting in the bed, nothing was happening. So I had, like, a 30-second clip saying I'm having contractions and I don't feel them. So that was the vlog up until this point. So they break my water. And, like I said, it felt super, super... That felt super, super weird. It's like you pee yourself, but it's not coming out of your pee hole, if that makes sense. But it's warm. It's so weird. And I had a lot of amniotic fluid. And can I have her bottle? So they break my water, and the contractions start like kicking in. I'm like, okay, these are actually feeling like contractions, you know. And within 30 minutes of breaking my water, I had gone from, well, it was almost 30 minutes, I guess. After about 15 minutes of my water being broken, I was like, when can I get in the tub? Because like it was starting to hurt. And they're like, we can get in now. And I was like, I'd like to do that. And I'd been in the tub for 15 minutes. So it was 30 minutes after my water was broken. They checked me, and I had gone from a 4 to a 5. So they said a centimeter in 30 minutes was pretty fast. And I was like, okay, well, we're making progress. So I sit back down in the tub, and I kept saying that I really felt like I had to go to the bathroom, like poop, you know? And
You know?
it was kind of like going away. It would come back. Like I kept feeling like that. And they were like, you know, it's probably just her moving down lower. And I was like, okay. And I got to this point, I was like crying. I was like, Michael, like, I was like, every time, like, I didn't yell. Sometimes people would like yell and get angry. I was just crying for Michael. Like, I didn't really, like, I was pretty calm. I cried once it got to that point.
Very calm for it to be your first pregnancy.
Like, I was super calm. I was proud of myself. I hadn't had an epidural or anything like that. But I got to this point. It had been 30 minutes since they checked me. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, I was like, how far along do you have to be to get an epidural? Because I knew I was at 5 centimeters. And she was like, you can get one whenever you want. I was like, yeah, I'd like to have one of those now, please. And my mom and grandma, they were in the room, and they're like, are you sure? Because I had said I didn't want one. But on my birth plan, it said, like, don't offer me one. But if I ask for one, then give it to me. And I got to this point, I was like, I can't do this. I was like, I need an epidural. It hurts so bad. You know, it's labor, it does. And so they asked my grandma, not grandpa, he was not there. He did not want to be there. My grandma and mom to leave the room because only one person can be in the room when they do the epidural. And so obviously I wanted Michael in the room. And I had to get out of the tub. Obviously, I knew that was going to be the end of me being in the tub, but I did not care at this point. So the lady anesthesiology comes in to do the epidural, and they had already been in to, like, for a consultation in case I decided I wanted one, so that we didn't have to do that, like, when I'm in, like, straight up labor. So they come in, I get on the bed to get, you know, kind of like curl over like that to get the epidural. And I kept saying, I was like, I've got to go to the bathroom. I've got to go to the bathroom. Like, I felt like I really had to poop. And she was like, my nurse was like, okay, after we do the epidural, I'll check you real quick to make sure before I let you go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay. I was like, let's do this epidural. And they get the epidural in, and she's like, let me check you, because I was like, I've got to go to the bathroom. And she didn't even do like a full check, because the doctors had been the ones checking me. Hold on. Okay, sorry, my grandpa had to put something in the fridge. We're having a big family reunion tomorrow. So, like I said, my nurse was going to do like, not even official check, but just make sure, you know, because my doctors had been the ones doing the cervical checks or whatever.
He's coming back down that way.
And she checks me, and she was like, you don't have to go to the bathroom. That's her head. And I was like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, it's time to push. I was like, I just got the epidural, and I'm at 10 centimeters now, and it's almost over. I was like, are you kidding me? So I did. I said I wanted to labor naturally, and I did, because I did all of that. I got to 10 centimeters without an epidural. But I had gone from 5 to 10 centimeters in 30 minutes, which is apparently super, super quick. Jeez. So yeah, I went from 5 to 10 centimeters in 30 minutes, which is why it hurt so bad. And she was like, I'm gonna tell your doctors that you're fully whatever progressed 10 centimeters, time to get this show on the road kind of thing. And I was like, that was so fast. And I know, like, hour and a half, 2 hours doesn't sound like fast, but when you're in labor, like, that's really fast. So, like, vlogging was not on our mind at this point. And sorry, Ocean's barking. It's just anyways, what was I saying? So they get the doctors and they come in, because I had some residents too, like it was a teaching hospital, and they come in and say we're going to do some practice pushes, and I was like, okay, good, practice, because I don't know how to push, like I've never done this before. I push once and they tell me to stop. They're like, we need to set up the table and everything. And I was like, y'all just said these were practice pushes. They're like, we can see her head, it's not going to take long. And I was like, okay. And also when they told me to push, the epidural had just started to kick in, so my legs were really heavy. And they're like, now grab your legs and pull them towards you. And they're like, lift your legs up. And I was like, I can't. Like, I couldn't feel them. And it was weird, the epidural, like, I thought that I was going to be, like, completely numb and not be able to feel anything. That's not what it does. It just kind of, like, eases things. Like, I could still feel my legs or whatever. So, I did the first push, and they told me to stop. And so, they got everything set up. It's time to push again. And I pushed for 30 minutes.
Barely.
And she came out.
5 times.
Yeah, I didn't push very much. So she came out, they put her on my chest, she peed on me, but I was like, they put her on my chest and I was like, where's the rest of her? Like, she's so small. She was 6 pounds, 7 ounces, which we thought she was at least going to be 7 pounds by the growth ultrasounds we had, but they were off. So she was our tiny little Squeaky. She came out making the cutest noise. She squeaks, which is why we call her Squeaky.
Didn't cry.
She's kind of cooed. It was so cute. But so normally that's when people would like, that's when I've seen that, like, that's when birth vlogs stop or like birth recaps stop. That's why I was so confused, because I didn't know anything about like how they delivered the placenta or anything like that, because no one ever talks about it. So she's on my chest, everything, and I knew still had the placenta. Sorry. And you kind of push, but it's like very light pushes. They more so kind of pull it out. It's kind of a team effort. Michael saw it. It was apparently disgusting, which I figured it would be.
Yeah.
And
it was cool to watch, but it was gross.
So then I had one small tear on the inside. I didn't have any tearing on the outside, so they were stitching that up. But I did have a small hemorrhage, which basically means I was losing too much blood, which we kind of knew that I was going to bleed a lot because I have a clotting disorder where my blood doesn't clot, so kind of knew that I was going to bleed. And so that was, that was super fun. But they would press on my stomach and press on my stomach, which they do that, which is super uncomfortable, by the way. They press on your stomach whether you hemorrhage or not, and they do it a bunch. But I was just having like a lot of like clots. So not like I say my blood doesn't clot. I mean like my blood, you don't stop bleeding kind of thing. But I had a bunch of like bleeding and clotting coming from my uterus and stuff. So they brought in an ultrasound machine, and they had the ultrasound on my belly so they could see all the clots and like leftover placenta and all that kinds of stuff. And the doctor was elbow deep scraping blood out of me, like clots and stuff like that.
It was literally like there.
And it was just like the blood coming out felt like jello. It was so gross.
Yeah.
And I lost so much blood where I felt bad, but I didn't lose quite enough to have a blood transfusion. So they do, at that hospital, they do blood transfusion and you lose anything over 500 cc's is considered a hemorrhage. And then anything over 1,000 you have to get a blood transfusion. And I lost 800 cc's. So I lost enough to really make me feel bad and loopy, but not enough to need a blood transfusion. But everything was okay. We only had to stay in the hospital one night. We were technically there 2 nights, but the first night we didn't sleep because I was, having her. Oh, also for time, like a timeline, I had her at 5:08. They broke my water at 2. So it was 3 hours from, around that I was in active labor for 2 hours, and from
Hi.
it was around 2 or 3, I guess, when they broke my water. They wrote everything down, and they were like, "You were in labor for 2 hours." And I was like, "Ooh." But anyway, we didn't have a vlog because it was all so fast. So I'm looking at the sign. She was born on September 21st, 5:08 a.m., 6 pounds 7 ounces, and 20 inches long. And like I said, we only had to stay at the hospital one night. Since she was born so early in the morning, we were able to go. That was Saturday morning when she was born. We were able to go home Sunday afternoon, which I was really glad. I was just ready to get home. I do not do well in hospitals, but I cannot like say enough positive things about my doctors and nurses. Like, everyone was incredible, and especially having to be transferred to a different hospital. And that hospital, I previously had like really bad experiences. So I was really glad that everything went well. We're both healthy. She's 2 weeks old. Yeah, we're happy, healthy family of 3. And I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Oh, she's super small. Her coming home outfit did not fit her. My mom had to go to Target and get her preemie clothes. Just funny because some 6-pound babies fit into newborns and some don't. I guess just how they carry their weight. But she's almost 7 pounds, so
Almost.
she's back. She dropped down to 6'2", which babies lose weight at first. But then as of Monday, she was 6 pounds 13 ounces, and she has her 2-week appointment on Tuesday. So we'll see how much she weighs. But yeah, there's not a birth vlog, and it is kind of sad because I wanted to have that so that we could have it to look back on, because everything you kind of forget. Also, didn't even have our photographer there because I was going to call her once things picked up, but it went so fast, like, it was insane. So she came in later and took pictures of us in the room. But, so we don't have a vlog, we don't have pictures. You know, Jesus had a plan, and it was not for it to be documented. But the main thing is she was safe and healthy. There were no complications. I was safe and healthy, which they were kind of worried that, you know, I do have a lot of health problems, so I was a high risk pregnancy and everything. But yeah, we're super happy, and this is our little baby. She's got a little gown on right now. She's fussy. Today was our first like day out. She's tired, so. And she's pooping, so time to go. But thanks for watching, and now is the start of mommy vlogs, except I have a shopping haul I realized I never made public, so that's either gonna go public before this or after. I'm pregnant in it. Obviously it's not from right now. But yeah, thank you for watching. Also, follow me on TikTok. I posted a TikTok and it went like, not viral, but it has over 40,000 views. That's... I mean, you can kind of say viral. But TikTok, okay, so I thought it was kind of dumb at first, but I'm like obsessed with it now. So follow me on TikTok. Michael's gonna make one too. But yeah, we're making like family TikToks. It's kind of fun. Yeah. So thanks for watching, and see you soon.